Heyo, Weibo here, your least favorite degenerate, and today I'm gonna be doing another one of these Persona 5 Palace videos, as if there aren't already enough on YouTube, but who cares. I guess this is sort of like a series now? Well, anyway, this time I'm gonna be doing Shido's Palace, but more specifically, its theme, Ark. So, yeah, without further ado, let's hop on into it. So, Shido's Palace. I've got a lot to say about this one. Let's start with the most obvious thing next to it being a gigantic boat sailing over a flooded Japan. The music. Oh boy, does this track emit a feeling of grandeur immensely. From the hard-hitting beats to the wonderful droning sounds that complement the main theme perfectly. And oh my fucking god, just how smoothly it flows and transitions. I absolutely adore this track. And it's even the inspiration for this video to begin with, since, in my opinion, it's one of, if not, the best track in the game. Yes, better than Whims of Fate, and yes, better than Wake Up, Get Out There. Okay, so let's be fair, that one's actually pretty close. Anyway, I got a little sidetracked there. What makes this theme really exceptional, however, is how it seems to perfectly reflect Shido as a character, with the musical uplifts acting like a metaphor to Shido's high position as a politician, or better yet, his ego. Hell, just listening to this when you believe at this point in the game that Shido is the last villain, it really just sells it, since it just perfectly evokes the feeling of finality. Man, now that I'm done with that, I can finally talk about the palace itself. Psych, bitch! I'm still talking about Ark. Speaking of which, the name Ark is just some great symbolism for Shido's warped view that he needs to steer this arc and ride above everyone else, no matter the cost, as he clearly shows us that he has no regard for others if it gets him what he wants. Then, we have moments where the song plays with Shido's propaganda blaring in the background of his palace, which really highlights his two-faced nature, as the song, at least to me, reflects his true nature, whilst this propaganda is this fake version of himself that he's presenting to everybody else. Whew. Alright. I think that's enough discussion about Ark. For real this time, I think we can finally move on to the actual palace itself. Now that we've reached this section, I can talk about how I like the palace. And just a little disclaimer, it's definitely not the best in the game, but it's still very far from the worst. Anyway, I enjoyed the gimmick of going around the palace to get 5 letters recommendation, and this might just be a hot take, or not, I don't know really, but I don't really think the rat mazes were that bad. It doesn't really take a mega-sized brain to realize the patterns in them, and or just do it by trial and error, so I never really saw an issue. Other than that, his palace wasn't really anything special. Nothing really abhorrent, but nothing of excellence either. However, when we get to the boss fight, it gets a lot better, with his first couple forms literally being a representation of all the people that he's been using, calling them the ignorant masses. It really goes to show how much of a bastard this guy is, which makes taking him down just all the more satisfying. However, the fight doesn't end there, since somebody decided to get absolutely fucking jacked in the last minute, and we take him down once again. Only for this guy to go Super Saiyan on us. Great. Even the villains got their fucking... Just forget that. I'm gonna be honest, there's not really much to say here since I'm playing and thus giving my thoughts on vanilla Persona 5 and not Royal, where we get a symbolic one-on-one fight with Shido at the end. But, you know, I'm just playing vanilla, so it's boring. Anyway, once we're done with him, he decides to take us out with him, and in the real world, he takes pills that'll temporarily kill him. Thus, his palace starts falling apart immediately. When the party tries to escape, Ryuji goes to get a lifeboat for them all, but seemingly dies in the explosion. Now, remember this for later, The party thinks that Ryuji just fucking died to save them all. So can you guess how they react when he turns up alive? Are they happy that that a close friend didn't fucking die? No. They instead choose to beat him up because ha ha ha, boy gets beat up by girls. This is so fucking funny, guys. Why is nobody laughing? My point here being that Atlas decided to throw away all character development for the stupid ass joke that no one finds funny. God, this is almost as bad as those infamous hot spring scenes from Persona 4. Just Atlas continually devolving in their humor. Well, with that rant over, I'd like to thank you all for watching and announce something new for the channel. For the longest time, I've really been thinking about doing more than just Persona content, and before anyone gets any ideas, I still absolutely adore Persona, and it will still be my main focus for content. However, I'd like to open the possibility for more variety stuff. Maybe anime in general? Quite fitting since my name is Weibo. It'd also help keep my uploads weekly instead of the atrocious wait for what happened with my Persona 2 video. Well, anyway, with all that done and over with, I'll see you nerds next week, and peace.